welcome to the channel. My name is Zach. Please like and subscribe to this video and be sure to hit that notification bell to not miss any of my future videos. And let's see if this video can get 15 likes.
Hi there, my name is Zach.
Hello Zach. Hello Zach.
Hello Zecca. Hello Zeki.
Oh my goodness, look at the Bitcoin chart. Not to mention the Zcash chart. It's time to get into this video.
Welcome to the channel. Well, that's been done. Okay, so let's get into the charts. Well, we've had, as predicted yesterday, we have had this dump. Well, in fact, we are having this ongoing dump. We can see on the Bitcoin daily, and as I was suggesting might happen if we have a little look, we can see, look, we are heading down. I don't think we've quite, in fact, let's pop down to the, let's go down to the 1 hour for a little zoom in. You can see how on the 1 hour, it's much easier to see. It's only just happening in the last few hours that we are heading towards our initial target of the 0.78 fib, almost there at 33,256, and as you can see, we're right down at the lower boundary that I demarcated. I mean, look, I could, as I said yesterday, this may not stop. This may continue all the way lower. And in fact, like as I was discussing yesterday, if we go back out to the daily, we can see that we can take away this for a moment. We can see that I did start to highlight how we could be creating a head and shoulders here. This would be the neckline of the head and shoulders. Now, I have to say, I did notice after the video yesterday that if this were to complete with another shoulder and subsequently break the neckline, then we would actually have a target of something like $25,000. So let's not get too excited about the downward momentum, as we aren't guaranteed by any means for it to stop at 30,000. But previous price action is what we're going on. Current price action and the various indicators that we have at our disposal, alongside the bigger picture, the macro outlook. And to me, I still will hold at the moment with my take on things, which is that we are ranging between 30,000 and 40, let's say 2,000, with potential to pop down just beneath, I think, just beneath 30,000 to scare the living daylights out of everybody, so that those busy little bees can accumulate all of the floating supply that is that they can dislodge from people's terrified, shaking hands. As we can see on the daily chart, we are now almost at the very bottom lower boundary of the Bollinger Bands. I think that this should give us the opportunity for a nice little bounce, and as you can see, the moving average, the 20 moving average brown line here, is starting to tip down, and we could that obviously with the tremendous downward price action of late, that's pulling the moving average down, and so I think that that's basically pulling it in line with this trend line, and that would suggest to me that we will take a little bounce here, and as I discussed yesterday, the rally, the short-term rally, may take us back up to retest this previous support turned resistance that we failed to hold, where we failed to hold the support after we broke above it here. Well, you can see as I drew in yesterday, we seem to be following the trajectory I penciled in, and I would expect to see that confirmed over the coming days and perhaps weeks. But I think probably over the coming week in all likelihood, and I think sooner rather than later. But look, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4. Perhaps this will start to this trip down to 30,000 will take place over the next week. I think it might be the next couple of weeks. But yeah, that's what I think is happening here. If we look on the 2 daily, then we can, I think, see how things can pan out, because if we look at the Bollinger Bands on the 2 daily, ultimately we can see that we have some way to go before if we were to find our way all the way to the bottom. It's also possible that we can go sideways first or instead. But having been rejected from the moving average up here, and on the basis that we do seem to be trending down, I would really expect to see a wick down at least, like we did at the end of this point, which led to this. Although that didn't actually get to the bottom, did it? No. So maybe not. But on the basis that the lower boundary seems to have started to point up, I have a feeling that we might tip down to it here on this visit. And if we look on the 4 hours, we can see, look, we are now at the lower. So look, this is why I think if on the 4 hour we're at the bottom of the Bollinger Bands. We will be seeing traders taking this as shorter term traders starting to think, well, this is the time, and they will be looking. They'll be thinking this is the time to perhaps get short term long for a little relief rally, and they'll look at the 12 hour and they'll see, well, okay, it's got some way to go. It's going to tip down at least, especially because this is 32. So it looks at this point to me like we're going to test 32.7, 32.8, which, as we know, lines up with the Fibonacci retracement. Or are we already there? We may be already at there. That's 33.2. So you never know. We could be done for the moment. On the 4 hour, we do have some. There we are. Look, so we're not quite there, but almost 33.257, and we are. Yeah, we've got a little way to go to tip down to that, and we could expect a short-term bounce at that point to as I've described previously. Looking at Zcash. Zcash is not faring any better. We're again looking at the Bollinger Bands. We're heading towards the target. The target has dipped a little since yesterday on the daily. So the target now on the daily, we're looking at 113 for the lower end. And where are we on the 4 hour? Again, on the 4 hour, it looks like we could be reaching a point where we might start to see a little relief rally or dead cat bounce. We're not sure which. It might. That's what we'll be looking at. Might want to come back up and test the. Don't know if it'll get that far. Yeah, something like that. Come back up and test a little higher. But to be honest, with Bitcoin looking so negative, you can't imagine Zcash is going to do very much other than ape it in its terrified, fearful moves lower and lower. So. Yeah, all in all, I just wanted to check in and say that it seemed to be continuing as we discussed yesterday. let's for fun, let's pretend that we are right, and we do have the Head and Shoulders in the making that we discussed yesterday. Because I don't think I did actually. Draw it in fully with the target as I should have, and so if we do see it complete and we do see the neckline subsequently break, then we will be looking at a target of, it won't be pretty. And it ties in beautifully with the 1.618 fib retracement. So yeah, it does pretty much at 24,892. So okay, so we might want to put a little reminder. Let's stick a little horizontal line in here just to remind us to be very afraid when the price does dip beneath 30,000, if and when. Yeah, let's wait and see. I would prefer it for Bitcoin to do the decent thing and hold 30. Oh no! Look, what we've all got to do is we've got to think about the long-term application, the long-term utility of this technology and of these protocols. We want to own them. We want to own them, and we want to buy them as cheaply as possible. If you own some, great. Forget about the price in dollar terms, because in dollar terms is irrelevant. The dollar is the denominator.